Good afternoon. Yesterday we were talking about the MBO, Management by Objectives. We understood what is the meaning of it, and some of the very important ingredients or the components of the MBO, Management by Objectives. Management by objectives, in the sense, it is a comprehensive managerial system that integrates many key managerial activities. Right? We all know that the key managerial activities are organizing, planning, directing, controlling, motivating, and the like. Everything should be arranged in a very systematic manner. Okay, that is consciously directed towards effective and efficient achievement of organizational and individual objectives. So as an individual, I will be having some sort of objectives. As an organization, even it will be having some sort of objectives. So both end objectives will be there, goal will be there, purpose will be there. Okay, so with which only we will get motivations to work. One end. Other end, see what will happen for reaching the goal or the objectives. What we have to do is it's we have to adopt the techniques of management by objectives, especially I mean to say that organization, and its meaning you understood. It's a comprehensive, it's a very big huge system where all activities will get collaborate in a very systematic and organized way. As a result, effective and efficient achievement of organizational and individual objectives will be possible. Hope it is clear to all. Management by objectives, you understood. Some of the ingredients are there in that, which will be used in the technique of MBO. So, first ingredient is objectives are specific. When we are talking about management by objectives, objectives will be very specific and very clear. Okay. So, moving to the second one, there will not be any bossism. Okay, so but the work will be getting done on the basis of coordination between superior and subordinates. And when we are talking about MBO, the time is fixed actually. Okay, you cannot take more than that, within which you have to, within which the framework of time, you have to execute the work. Then finally, there will be a feedback on performance. So performance will be there and feedback will be there. Okay, so then the process of MBO. What are the process? Four process are there actually. To the actually four components to the MBO processes. What are those? Goal setting? So when we are talking about the MBO, management by objective, objective itself says very clearly it's a purpose, aim, or the goal. So goal setting. So second process, action planning. So by setting goal, it is not sufficient. Due to some technical issues, we were unable to share PPT. Okay, we have tried for a long time. I am unable to share it. Even our technical team also tried it. Yesterday's and day before yesterday's, 2 days, yeah, all the slides will be shared with you. Okay, after this class, we will be sharing the slides. So we were talking about process of MBO, right? Goal setting is the first process. Second, action planning will be taking place. Then the self control. We have to exercise the process of self control. Then the periodic review is required. See, in MBO, four process you will find. One will be the goal setting. So you will be setting the target. Whenever you are practicing or adopting MBO in an organization, you will be setting the goal. Like what do you want to do? That has to be set by an organization. Even you are following the process of following the techniques of MBO. The first thing is that goal setting, and second one is action planning. Okay, simply setting goal and sitting simply ideally, you can't reach the goal, right? See, you have a target of reaching so and so quantity manufacturing of so and so products and services. If you simply, after setting the goal, I want to earn a profit of 50 crores. Suppose I'll think that one, that will be my goal. I'll sit simply afterwards. Then it will be a very difficult. You can't reach the goal. You have set the goal, that is okay, but you have to work towards it. Then only you will be reaching it, right? So action plan is required. Then self control. See, when we have said 50 crores earning profit, action plan means you will be starting executing the work. And thirdly, what you will be doing, self control is required. Okay. See, you are not supposed to give room for any deviation. You should always keep in track towards the goal. That is nothing but called as self control. And last one is periodic reviews. See, in every interval you have to check the results. Okay, that periodic review should be taken place. So that will be the fourth stage which has to be take place in an organization under the MBO techniques. Okay, so four processes are there. Goal setting process is there, action planning is there, self control is there, then the periodic review is there. Okay, so these are all four processes which we will be following under the MBO. So first point, you understood what is MBO. MBO is a comprehensive managerial system which integrates key managerial activities. We know all managerial activities, right? It will be integrating it, comprehensive, integrating key activities of management, that too in a very systematic way, sequentially. Then that consciously direct towards effective and efficient achievement of the organization as well as an individuals. Okay, so that is one thing, that is the meaning of it. Some of the things which we will be using under the MBO is objectives, specific, it must be coordination, period fixed, feedback. Okay, so these are all we will be using under that. Under the process, goal setting, action planning, self control, periodic reviews. See, you have 6 months for this is a semester system. So 6 months, like you have to plan what is your goal. Scoring 80%. What is action? You have to read the materials, right? Reading books, reading materials, reading other sources, because you have set the goal of scoring 80%. You can't get easily, right? Like scoring 80 is not so easy process. What do you have to do? Action plan must be taken place. Okay, so you have to prepare short notes, referring textbook, referring other notes, referring other source, referring website relating to questions and all. You have to keep on do those activities, right? Then self control. Sometimes you feel like very tired, I can't do, like that you may feel it. But once goal has been set, action has started, self control is required. You will not be having any chance for get relaxation. You have to continuously work on the goal. Action should be continuously move on, or else it is not possible reaching towards the objective. Then periodic reviews. What is that actually? 6 months is there. You have planned to go through all papers, like time slab and all you have fixed. Okay, time planning and all you have done. So periodic reviews, once in a while you need to check the things. Okay, like once in 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, how much I have studied, whether, because ultimately you need to reach the goal. So proportionately your preparation should be there. How you will come to know? When you will do the checking activities, when you will carry on the checking activities. So periodic reviews. So periodically you have to check the progress, whether I have done it or not. Like that, you have to take care of it. Then only you will be reaching the goal. These are all the four processes which you will be carrying uh, on the techniques uh, of MBO, which you are going to adopt in an organization. Moving to the goal settings. Okay, so here one by one you need to look into it point wise. Like beginning with organization, long term. See, in a goal, long term will be there, short term will be there, right? Long term, we will be talking of strategies. Like when you want to commence some sort of business, long term goal is required. Okay, so now see, you want to get very good job after your MCOM. That is long term goal. Semester wise goal is part of it. Okay, so in order to get into good job based on MCOM percentage, every semester you need to score well, because consolidately we will be checking it, right? So similarly in an organization, goal setting, long term goal will be there. There the long term objectives they will set and strategies they will set. Okay, the next one is each successive level in the organization develop its own set of objectives. As I told that a level will be there in an organization: top level, mid level, lower level. So every level objectives will be prepared. So for the overall objectives, they will prepare. Overall for the organization, they will be preparing objectives and strategies, like how to run business and all. They will be taking care over there. Then secondly, they will be taking care about department-wise objectives. So moving to the action plan. In action plan, what and all they will be doing? Objectives once they have been established means it is concrete. Okay, you will not be changing it again and again. Company, they have to start in a very serious manner, because it takes huge investment. Okay, capital investment, human investment, so on. So land is required, so many demands will be there in order to start a business. Government permission is required, license is required, so everything is required. So all this preparedly you will be preparing objectives, right? So once objectives have been established means that's all. You can't do anything. You have to start executing towards the actions. Okay, achieving them will necessitate the allocation of resources. We know that objective is there means resource allocation will take place. Best example is yours is, see, what is your objective? 80%. Resource allocation is what? You have to go through the material, time allocations you have to do, like material relating to so and so subject, how many books I have to refer, what are the source I have to look into it, that and all you have to think, right, with respect to that. So that is the second point. And moving to the third one, resource allocation, you understood. So once objective is established means resource allocation will take place. Then, thirdly, what will happen? Objectives and resources. When it comes, there should be a good match. Okay, objectives and resource. See, your objective is 80%. What is resource? Going through the materials. If you don't go through the material properly, you can't reach the objectives. So both should get matched. You should be ready to do commitment. Okay, should have sort of commitment. Like I will go through so and so. See, one subject means I will be referring so many sources. Obviously, you will score well, right? So your objectives and your resource should get matched in an organization. Also, what will happen? Suppose if they have thought of making profit of 50 crores means effectively they should have resources. Okay, resources may be any kind, human resource, financial resource, land requirement, machineries, everything they should have. With all infrastructural facilities, they should decide about the objectives. If there is no infrastructure, then objectives will get lapsed. Okay, so moving to the next one, this includes, for a example, identify the activities. So once you are allocating the resources in matching with objectives, you have to identify the activities, like what kind of activities I have to execute. See, your example, if you take, you have decided to 80% resources, materials and all, referring so many source and all, right? Next, what you have to do? You have to start activities. Activities is what? You have to start reading it seriously, making some sort of notes. You should identify the way of presentation in order to score well and all. Similar pattern for an organization. After allocations of machineries, finance, and all, they should start immediately activities, or else, the investment is very huge. On machinery, investment is very huge. Human being very huge. Land is very costly. So, as a result, what will happen if they don't start activities? That to activities in the sense they have to start, they have to identify effective activities, not any kind of activities. See, you have identified the source and all. I'll get books from KSOU, library, some books, internet, some source, and all you have traced. Activities, what is that? Effective activities you have to identify. Means like what we will call strategically you should start, okay? Or else haphazardly reading some book, reading, going through some materials whenever you want it. Like that, if you do, it will not serve your purpose, okay? So the thing is that you should be more focused on which kind of activities are required. So you have to go through the effective and efficient materials, or else it will be a problem. Moving to the next one, activities required to achieve the goals. So identify and required for so many activities will be there, right? Among so many activities, you should identify, you should select which are necessary for reaching the goals. Moving to next, establish the critical relationship between these activities. So critical relationship, because objective is there, activities selected are there, no critical relationship should be there, or else simply what will happen, there will not be any connectivity. See, you have decided to score 80%, source you have traced, you are not properly going through the materials, means you don't know how to establish link with the objective and your activities. Objective is saying 80%, activities is very poor. So that is why logical critical relationship between objective and activities is required, okay? So very critical relationship you have to establish between these two, or else it is difficult. assign responsibility for each activities. See, assigning responsibility for all activities must be set by an organization. Similarly, your case, if we take as an example, for every activities, see, today you are sitting for studying so and so subject, 1 hour you are dedicating towards it. What is the responsibility for 1 hour dedicating for so and so subject? You need to understand first, okay? Or else, see, this much within 1 hour, this unit I have to complete with the short notes, with proper understanding and all. I should be in a position to write the answer in a very innovative way. That and all you must have idea, or else it will become a problem. Okay, assign responsibility for each activity is most important. Every activities of yours, as I am taking your own example, every activities of yours is accountable, encountered. Okay, so simply haphazardly you can't do activities. Plannedly, pakka you have to sit for 1 hour for dedicating so and so subject means pakka you have to sit and dedicate and prepare notes, and that will be the final. You have to come and attend the exam. In such a way, you need to do preparation, or else it is a difficult task. Estimate the time required for each activities. As I have already told that how much activity is required, you have to estimate before itself, and estimate resource required for each activities. Resource in the sense, like in an organization, maybe the raw materials, human resource, machinery, power, other infrastructure. In your case, like different type of notes, source and all, you need to look into it. For each activity, source has to be required. That must be estimated. Next, moving to the last one, determine the resources required to complete each activity. So finally, you'll be determining the resource to complete the each activities. So similarly, like your example or organization example, whichever you take as an example, will be the same. So resource is required, time allotment is required, then how you have to carry out activities is required, selection of activities are required, then every activities must have the responsibility. That is about it. Okay, moving to the uh, what we call self control. Self control, action planning. Once objectives have been established, objectives beginning itself it will get established. Next, allocation of the resources. Okay, this is over, right? Next, moving to the self control. Self control is most important when you are practicing MBO in an organization. Okay, that is see, I'm taking your example as well as organization example. Okay, so that I want to facilitate you to understand concept in a very simplified way. Okay, if I take your own example and if I narrate the things, by taking your example, you will understand very well, it will get internalized very well. So even if you forget the actual one, with this your own example and understanding, you can write. Okay, so self control, what is that? Monitoring and measuring the performance of individual themselves. See, you have to, as an individual, MCOM degree you want it, you have to monitor yourself. Okay, you whether you are performing properly or not. Self control is nothing but that is only. When we come to the organization, self control, like target will be given, I'll be executing it, and once in a while I have to cross check it, my performance is correct or not, up to the mark, up to the target set by the manager. If not up to the target set by the manager, what is the corrective actions I have to take immediately? That has to be identified by the individual in organization. Like as a student, what you have to do, I have told everything. So you have set the goal 80% and materials you have collected with respect to the all subjects. Now what you have to do, action plan, activities and all I have told, right? You have started everything, but whether it is going in the proper direction or not, it is required, right? But whenever we are talking about MBO, it's clearly talks about the time. Okay, so management by objective, goal oriented, purpose oriented, so you'll be going in particular line. Okay, particular focused way only you will be moving on. So as a result, what will happen, will be more concentrating on the parameter of the time, right? So you have to cross check it, because you see your own example. If I take 6 months is there, papers are there, six papers. You need to check the content, the source you have collected, action you have decided. It is already started, time has been set. After 6 months, like within 6 months end, last month the exam will come. So everything should go in a tracked way, right? And as per the blueprint, planned way it should go, or else it will be a problem, right? So measuring performance is most important. Here and there, you have to monitor yourself and you have to measure the performance. Then moving to the second point, MBO assumes that individuals are responsible, can exercise self-direction. MBO assumes that individuals are responsible. So MBO in management by objectives, every individuals are made responsible. Okay. Because they have to exercise the self control. If they exercise only, then only they can contribute towards the ultimate objective of the organization. So every individual is made responsible, every individual's contribution is responsible. As a result, exercising self direction will start. Do not require external controls or threats of the punishment. See, already we have discussed one point, that it will be going on mutual purpose, right? So self understanding and all, cooperation between the management and subordinates and all, it will be taking place, right? So external force is not required. I need not to command on you. Okay, see, you should do so and so, so and so. I should not say, because it's working of the technique of MBO style is like coordination, okay, mutual understanding between superior and subordinate. We have discussed one point like that, right, under MBO. So there will not be any punishment, only self commitment is required. So as per that, activities must be taken place in an organization. Moving to the next point, this is totally different from traditional methods of goal setting, supervision and control. This is totally different from traditional methods, okay. So it is totally different from the traditional methods of goal setting, supervision, and control, because it is self-directed, self-control, self-initiatives, self-monitored, self-commitment. It is purely on the coordination of individual and superior and subordinates. So as I have already told, by taking your own example, by taking your own way as an example, periodic reviews is nothing but like periodically we have to cross check it whether we are on the right track or not, because ultimate big objective is there. So every stage objectives are divided, okay, part, all part, all wing must work towards the ultimate objective, so that only we can reach the ultimate objective, or else it is not possible. So whether it is going in a proper way, proper direction or not, relating to that, periodic review must take place, okay, or else it will be a difficult task. Your case also, MCOM after a good job, that is ultimate goal. But periodic review is what? 6 months result is most important, right? Because consolidately you will be taking four, but every semester is very important, because whatever you are scoring in one semester, that will be clubbing with second, clubbing with third, clubbing with four. Ultimately, you will be taking out the common percentage. So that is why every semester is important. So as a result, periodic review is required. So every semester you have to dedicatedly you should go through the things, and dedicatedly you should take up a exam, or else it will be a problem. So in the same way, similar to an organization, every stage performance is evaluated, okay, deviation is identified and corrective actions will be initiated. So every stage screening should happen. If any fault is there, should identify and should take related actions with respect to correcting that particular activities, okay. So deviation, if anything is there, if we come to know the deviations or changes within it, we will be working on it, okay. So that is about it. Next is the benefits of MBO. MBO is very important, actually. It is very simple to understand also, actually. See, better managing will possible. Management by objective, we are that name itself is telling, right, management by objective. So you are going behind the objective, right? So as a result, what will happen? Better managing will go. So similar individual case, yourself, if you have one objective of doing MCOM, obviously you'll be managing yourself very well, because you know my objective is getting into very good job based on my percentage of MCOM. If you know that objective, very fundamental objective of joining MCOM, if it is very clear in your mind, obviously every semester, every paper you will be taking very serious. Okay, so better management within you, it will be taking place. So similarly, coming back to the organization, better managing will possible. Okay, this is one of the basic element where objectives will be very clear right from top to bottom. Okay, so top level management, middle level management, lower level management. So for everyone, objectives will be there, because everyone's objectives ultimately it will be going to the organization's objectives in a very holistic way. We know that ultimate purpose is expansion of business, earning more profit. That is ultimate focus, right? So for that purpose, for that purpose, everyone need to contribute, right from lower level to upper level, everyone need to contribute. So as a result, because object is very clear, as a result better managing will possible only when you have the MBO. Moving to the second one, before moving to the second one, better managing what and all they'll be taking care, I'll just mention. There is involvement of superior and subordinate, second point under the better managing. So obviously I told mutual understanding will be there between superior and subordinate, no punishment style of functioning. So involvement will be there, voluntary involvement will be there among the subordinates and all. So as a result, there is the involvement of superior and subordinates. Lead to the better understanding, better relationship, better coordination. So understood when both are sitting together and they are planning something, deciding about the objectives. And all if they are doing, obviously what will happen, better relationship will be there among the superior and subordinate, even coordination will be very good, understanding will be very good. Okay, moving to the next under the better managing is MBO helps in improving managing the organization for better results. So better results, to get the better results, MBO will help to the organizations. Clarity of the organization. What do you mean by that? So when you have the MBO, there will be a lot of clarity in it, okay? Because objectives, once you know, means for anything, not only the organization, not only to the organization, not for to individual also. If you have the clarity about the organization, you can work better, right? Why you have joined for a course? Do you have clarity about it? If you have the clarity, your study style will be different. Better managing and all will take place. Similarly to the organization, clarity of the organization. MBO forces managers to define organizational roles and structures. So when you are adopting MBO, obviously it will force managers to define what is organizational role and structure. So once it is clear, it will be like everything will go in a very smooth functioning way. Moving to the third one, encouragement of personal commitment. So when there is a MBO, management by objectives, obviously the personal commitment will be there, because see everything here going on understanding, coordination, cooperations and all. So as a result, what will happen? Individual commitment will be there. Okay, it will be encouraging, lot of encouragement. It will be giving to make a long-term commitment to their objectives. Next, subordinates will be carrying out their responsibility. Subordinates will be carrying out of their responsibility. So because everything is mutual, so obviously they will be carrying out their responsibility. Right from beginning, we are discussing it, right? Responsibility for each and every activities we should look into it, right? So as a result, carry out their responsibility will be very easy. Following orders, waiting guidance, final decisions and all will be taking place in a very smooth way as the MBO exist in an organization. As a result, MBO increases staff commitment. We know all that. Moral and motivation resulting in improving the performance. So when there is a, so finally you try to understand it. When there is an MBO in an organization, obviously everything will go in a very scientific way. Okay, so even the relationship, understanding, motivational aspects and all, and performance improvements and all, and the coordinations among the people and all will be taking in a very well structured, well planned way. As a result, output will be more. So moving to the fourth one, development of effective control. So how will you develop effective control with the help of MBO? So MBO, when you have adopted MBO techniques in an organization, you will be periodic review. You will be doing it, right. So effective control obviously will be exercising it. So corrective actions and all you will be taking. You will be taking it, and deviations you will be identified, and you will be correcting those deviations. So moving to the limitations, see few limitations are there for adopting MBO in an organization. This tool or this management technique is there, no, it is very costly actually. For see MSMEs, small business concern and all cannot adopt MBO because very expensive, very costly it is, and it is also time consuming, right. See, making both the end committed, it is not so easy. Both employer and employee should commit, and MBO clearly says that while making a decision, both should have conversation and all it is mentioning. See, generally what will happen, like whenever we visit the organization, in many organizations there will not be coordination between superior and subordinates. So bringing subordinates towards the ultimate objective of organization is not so easy, okay. But MBO clearly says that both the ends should have commitment, cooperation, understanding and all it is mentioning, and sitting together they have to set the objective it is mentioning. So it is very, understanding employee itself is very difficult and it is time consuming task, right? So as a result, it is very expensive as well as even time consuming one. Okay. Second limitation is failure to teach the philosophy of the MBO. So in many cases, what will happen? What like if we have discussed so many things about MBO, right? It will be utterly failure. It means while teaching the philosophy of MBO to its subordinates, that should not happen. Okay. So, but it is happening. That is one of the drawback which has been identified under the MBO adoptions. Failure to give guidelines to goal setters. Okay, so who are the goal setters? For them, it will be failure to give guidelines. See, if guidelines is not properly given, goal setting will be the fault one. Okay, see, suppose I am giving guidelines to you to set the goal. Okay, you have joined for the income. I, as a faculty, like what will be the market? What is the market after 2 years of completions of income? How the market will be? That and all I'm giving clear cut picture to you. You have to set the goal, right? So if I don't give proper guidelines to you, like while setting the goal, then whatever the goal you have been set, it will become a waste. Casually if I teach you, like without the seriousness and all, you may take casually the subject papers and all, okay. So as a result, there will not be proper goal, there will not be proper purpose of doing MCOM. After 2 years, you will be in the same status. Now, I think you are from the background of BCom. So after doing MCOM also, you will remain with the same background because it will not serve you anymore. Okay, if when you come out with the good results, good ranks, good percentage, then only it is possible to survival in the market. So at least see, not only the marks is important, even like your extra other activities, how you represent yourself and all is most important. But to get into the organization, good organization, you they will be seeing the mark score, right? That is the gate passer. So your mark score they will be checking it and then they will be allowing it, okay. So even though you are very intelligent on paper, it is not there, they'll not consider it. Many companies again, big exercise will start after 2 years. So now itself, when you are planning, you have to plan very seriously, okay. So that is about it. Guidelines, difficulty of setting the goals. So setting goal is very difficult. See, for an organization, how it will set the goal based on the market, customers, all stakeholders, it will take into the consideration, okay. Like government, how it behaves, government policies and all, it will be taking into consideration. Then customers, clients, employees, and all it will be taking, shareholders, investors, stock market, everything will be taken into the consideration while setting the goals. So it is very difficult to set the goals because you need to understand so many things: political, social, economic, cultural. So many things you need to analyze, then you can set the goal. So similarly your case also same, like how you'll be setting the goal after income, what are the opportunities are there. You can go as a lecturer, you can go as a account officer, you can go as a marketing person, you can go as a what we call, you can enter into the banking sector, IT sector, and all you can get into it. But that first itself, we have to plan everything. Estimation should take place. Which field I want, how much I have to score, how I have to get into the market and all. Like what is their demand, like screening and all, how they do, how their selection will take place and all. You have to plan now itself so that you can give good exam. Or else you, if you don't plan now itself, again you will be in the same condition after the 2 years. With whatever the qualification today you are, tomorrow also you will be in the same conditions. So emphasis on short-term objectives. As I have already told, see now joining after MCOM is long-term objective. What is your short-term? Every semester scoring good is your short-term objective. So similarly in an organization, earning 50 crores is the large, huge objectives. But what about the sub-functional areas objectives? Functional, for example, finance department, if they do, if they properly look after accounts, books and all, then only their contribution will be there for the ultimate objectives. Even production department, they have to look, they have to take care of productional activities, so that contribution is required. Then what will happen, HR department, recruiting good people, intellectual people, that is their responsibility. So their contribution also required. So these are all the short term objectives, and time wise it is given annual profit 50 crores, but time wise 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, production what is there, turnover what is there, those periodical success is also required for the purpose of measuring the last annual success. So moving to the strategies. Strategy is actually determination of organizational objectives. See, strategy is, it is the particular concept have been evolved in the military discipline. From the military discipline, it has come to the field. What do you mean by strategy? It is a game plan. Okay. See, you should know strategy as an income student. Means you are going through all the materials. You are referring our material, library source, internet source, and all you are referring. But if you don't know how to write exam, then what will be the use? You should know how to project yourself, okay? Handwriting wise, some graphical representations and all you need to give, some good example and all you need to go give. So on, so you have to take care of it, or else your scoring will become very poor. So strategy is nothing but it's a game plan, okay? So strategy will be helping organization to determining organizational objectives in the light of environmental variables. Maybe whatever may be the variables, like environmental variables, social, cultural, raw materials, like so many variables are there. So by keeping those things in the mind, organization will set the objective. See, I want to start some business. What I have to first look into it? See, suppose I want to start a garments. So for starting up the garments, what I need cotton and all, right? So I will acquire land, I will purchase machineries, I'll recruit people. But what is the raw material? Mainly it is required. I have to think of it, right? So before commencing the business. So that is the variable which is available in the environment. By looking into that, objective has to be set. So your case also, like what are the materials available, source available, what type of questions will come, how to prepare notes for it, and all you need to estimate, okay, you need to plan it. So strategy will help you in that way. It's a game plan, okay? So it will teach you how to play a game. So you know how to play game. You will be going through the things, and you know how to write exam, but that is not sufficient. You should know some strategy, okay? You should know some what we call, some plan you should have, I may be knowing many things, but I should know how to present it, right? in front of you how to project myself, like whatever the knowledge I have, how to explicit it, how to articulate to you, how to make you to understand. That is very important, right? Similar way, your case also, you have studied, but you don't know how to write on the paper. Then again, you will become a like failure case. So, in order to have a success, you should know whatever you have been gone through. Like you should know how to write on the papers. So, determination of course of action next is. So, when you have the strategy, obviously it will be leading you towards the objectives. It gives sort of directions. Then determination of course of actions, like what type of actions are required, that it will be determining. Then commitment of organizational resources to achieve those objectives. So your resources will have the commitment towards the objectives. So organization objectives, making profit. Then resources will be there: machinery, plant, money, finance, human resource, and all. So what will happen? Those things must commit towards the objectives. Yours also, books, material, source, and all you have, that must get commit towards your objective of scoring well. Means through activities only, okay? Without activities, we can't do it. So I hope you understood till here. Types of strategies. So now you understood what is the meaning of strategy. So now the types you are having under the strategy. Corporate strategy is there, business strategy is there, functional strategies are there, operational strategies are there. Okay. So here, what do you mean by corporate strategy? What do you mean by business strategy? And what do you mean by functional strategies? What do you mean by operational strategy? So every stage there will be a strategy. Okay. So first, corporate strategy, it's a overall business strategy. Okay. See, before commencing any business, before starting any kind of business, what I have to do, I have to prepare a strategy. Okay. So that is most important, which I have to look into it. Overall business strategy of diversified companies. See, now all companies are diversified. No single company is concentrating on single product. Okay. So all are diversified now. Chains of product, chains of business they are in. Any example if you take Mukesh Ambani, if you take, they are in airlines, they are in what we call construction, they are in slipper selling business, they are in gold business, like that. They are into these so many business. If you take even Narayan Murthy also, Infosys also, now he has got detached from that. But even then, he is having like so many business even today. Even if you take Wipro also into this, so many lines of business. Not only they are in IT, they are in IT enabled service. They are in other kind of business also. Okay, Adani, if you take Adani Power is a, Adani is also so many business lines are there. Whomever you take as an example, like corporates who are there presently, they are into the diversified business, right? So overall business strategy is what of the diversified company. Okay, so you have diversified business company you are running, then you will be having overall objective, right? So that is called as a corporate strategy. Moving to the business strategy, this is actually for each single company there will be one strategy. See now, for example, I am running one for example, you take like outside example itself, Mukesh Ambani. He is into the so many lines of business activities, right? So for real estate business, his strategy is different. Then related to telephones and all, his strategy is different. Then related to other activities and all, his strategy will be different. So like that, for every business unit, they may have different kind of business, diversified business they may have. For overall, it is called corporate strategy. For every business which they are having, for every business having individual strategy is called business strategy. Moving to the functional strategy means for every functional area there will be a strategy. So like for example, legal wing will be there, HR wing will be there, production wing will be there, material wing will be there. So for every wing there will be a strategy. Means in an organization is made up of so many functional areas, right? One organization you are doing means there will be a manufacturing, purchasing, production, designing, human resource, like that. So many departments will be there within one organization. So department wise the strategy having called as a functional strategism. Moving to the operational strategy, here what will happen for every activities, okay, for every operations, for every, like for example, today activities you have to carry out. I mean, whatever the activities you have carried out yesterday, for that one strategy will be there. For today one strategy, tomorrow one strategy. So operational activities, as on it goes on, the strategy will also will vary, and we will be having strategy. So now you are having one strategy for reading my paper, and you will be having other strategy for reading other person, other faculty's paper. So your strategy will vary. See, the one, 2 to 3, you will be studying my course. You will be having one sort of strategy, okay, and 3 to 4 you will be doing some other. Next hour you will be reading some other subject. Then there you will be adopting some other strategy, because it's all depending on your capacity of grabbing or understanding or taking input of that particular subject. Sometimes you may feel very difficult, sometimes you may feel very easy. So accordingly you will be preparing strategy and you will be getting ready for that, okay. So that is called as an, so for every activities having strategy called as an operational strategy. For every functional head, if you have strategy, functional strategy. Business strategy, see, one businessman may have chains of business, okay. So for every type of business having strategy, business strategy, overall put together, see, having one strategy, see, Ambani will be having one strategy, right? For put together for all kinds of business, one common strategy will be there. Ultimate strategy, very comprehensive, very big strategy, holistic way strategy will be there. Ultimate strategy. So as a businessman, I will be having one objective in my mind. So for that, whatever the strategy I prepare, corporate strategy. But I'm running so many types of business, means for every type I will be having one strategy, business strategy. In one business, functional areas are there, okay. In every business there will be a functional, because finance is required, HR is required, marketing is required, everything is required, right? So based on functions, strategy is prepared. Then operation, based on each and every activities, we will be preparing the things. Policies. Moving to the policies, here Wilrich and Cohn's they will be explaining policy as policy is a general statement or understanding that guides the manager thinking and decision making. So keep in your mind only 3 words. Policy is a general statement, okay. And what we, it's a general statement or understanding or explanation. Explanation guide, okay. It will be giving directions to the managers in thinking, decision making related things, like how the decision making should take place. Relating to that, inputs will be given by the policy, or else general, that particular one statement will be there, or one guide will be there. So that will be giving instructions with respect to the decision making. So moving to the importance of strategies and policies. So what are the importance? Why you want to have strategy or the policy in an organization, or else as an individual also it is very important. So without strategy, without general guidelines, that is policy, it is not possible even for individual survival also, okay. So now moving to the importance, let us see what are those importance. Giving direction to plans. So when once you have strategy and policy means, it will be giving direction to your plans. So whatever plan you have done, it will be giving direction. So moving to furnishing the framework for plans. So you'll be furnishing the framework for the plans. So giving direction, and you will be preparing the blueprint, or the you'll be drafting the ideas, okay. Next is influence all areas of managing. It will be influencing all area, maybe any area, like relating to finance, area relating to marketing, area relating to HR, area relating to production, area relating to advertising, any area it does. it will be influencing it. Okay, so policy and strategy. Policy, we know it's a guidelines, right? Strategy, art of playing. So both you required any kind of activities, or else it is not possible to get success. Okay, hope it is clear to all. Is it clear to all? Moving to the formulation of strategies and policies. Formulation of strategies and policies. How will you formulate policy or the strategy? Policies, guidelines, strategies, game plan. Okay, so everybody will be knowing game plan, but they don't know how to play in a strategic way, in a technical way. Okay, or in a very what we call in a very rational way. Means everybody knows how to write exam. Everybody knows how to read the source, but the thing is that some people will be different from this. Means they'll be knowing the logic of reading materials, logic of projecting themselves, logic of writing answers and all in the exam. Only those kind of people will score well. Actually, in general, in common, if you take, everybody will go through things. Okay, everybody will spend time. Everybody will go through everything relating to like exam. They will prepare. The thing is that ultimately they will not be knowing the things how to do in a strategic way, technique way. Okay, so that you need to understand as a student, even in organization, that is most important. So whatever you do, it should go as according to the like in a strategic way and as per the guidelines, then only you will be reaching the goal. So now let us see how these two things will get formulated. So first one is the corporate mission and objectives. So formulations of strategies and policies will be on the basis of corporate mission and objectives. Then corporate, either individual or organization, will be having the mission, vision and all, right? So what they have to do, what should be their output, how they should be in future, vision, and what should be their success and all after a few time and all that and all, they'll be having an idea, right? So corporate mission and vision objectives is the base for formulation of strategy and policy. Move to the second one, environmental analysis. See, strategy and policy, you have to do on the basis of environmental analysis. What are the criteria comes under environmental analysis? Political, social, cultural, economical, everything will come. Okay, so like how the government is making policy, benefit how they are getting from the government, and socially how people are available as a labor in the market, and demand and supply criteria. Like everything must be analyzed before setting the strategy and policy. So strategy and policy purely depending on environmental analysis. See, I may having high end of strategy and guidelines, but here environmental analysis is not cooperating up to that mark. Means what will happen, our strategy formulated and policy will become utter failure. So that is why formulation is largely depending on environmental analysis. Then corporate analysis. See, you need to analyze the corporate also. See, once you know the corporate mission and objectives, then environmental analysis will start. Your surrounding you will be analyzing. Next, corporate analysis, like how what kind of business like I want to start, what is the conditions in the market and on competitors, how well they are playing role, what is the quality product they are providing to the public, what is their advertising strategy, pricing strategy, so many things we need to do. Okay, identifications of the alternative, next point. So after corporate analysis, is there any alternative to start? See, I have decided to start business with product A. With respect to that, I have done so many analysis like product A, who are manufacturing in the market. Suppose one hospital I want to start. Okay, in a big very large scale I want to start. Who are the players in the present market? I have to look into it, right? Government hospital is there, government hospitals whether they are in that competitive level, they are playing role, or else private hospitals are there who and all playing role, that their competitive level and all I have to analyze. Okay, so before starting up, okay, if I feel one point of time competitors are very high, Columbia, Asia, so many hospitals are there now. I can't suppose if I am not able to compete with their extent, what will be the alternative? What else I can start? So alternative also I need to identify. Okay, then choice of strategy and policy. So in strategy also there will be so many strategy and policy. I have to choice, I have to choose which one is more beneficial. See, game plan I told, right? See, sometimes what will happen in Olympic or in sports and all, everybody know how to play, but some team will win, some team will lose because they don't know the strategy of playing it. Okay, so that strategy nowadays everyone are doing strategy, but choice of strategy is there, no, very highly intellectual strategy we need to prepare because competitiveness is there, right? Highly competitive world, this is a market is turbulent, every second it is keep on changing it. So what we need to do, choice of strategy must be very excellent, even policy also, guidelines must also. See, sometimes we will think, no, I have failed because of guidelines was not there to up to that mark, up to that point we will in our general conversation we will do, no. So that is why choice of strategy and policy is required. Then moving to the implementations, how well you are implementing is most important. See, you have prepared strategy, but you are not implementing properly, then what will happen? Again, it is a failure one. Okay, implementation process is also most important. Moving to the evaluating results, see, you should evaluate means you have to calculate the benefit of that particular process. See, after 2 years you will be calculating, you will be in a position to calculate the results. Okay, so what is that results, like what is the ಒಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇರಿ ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ. Like result in the sense numerical, whatever the weightage is there. See, 80% you got after 2 years. That is evaluating results. See, I've taken all this risk, okay? Analysis you did. See, as an individual student, your friend circle, their strength, their weakness, and opportunity for you, how to go through the materials, and all you will be planning it, right? So after doing all this, and you certainly will be preparing even strategy also, guidelines also. Suppose if you want to sleep also, you won't sleep. No, no, I have to score well. I have prepared a plan like this. I have to execute like that. You will be monitoring your mind. Okay. So after doing everything, after 2 years, even last semester will get over. You will get result. Finally, you will be doing consolidating, right? First, second, third, first plus second plus third plus fourth, consolidating everything, and finally you will be reaching the goal of like 80% you got, it means evaluating the results. So that is the process which organization will do. So like 50 crores means like finally all, like purchasing, manufacturing, finishing, packing, marketing, after selling the product, they will be looking into the profit aspects and all, and they will be saying so and so profit I made it. So that is nothing but called as an evaluating results. Hope it is clear till here. So with this I will be concluding because time is not there. Okay. Decision making. Decision making started to achieve some. See, why you will make a decision? You want to achieve the objectives. See, today itself you set objectives. Scoring of 80%. What is decision making? You will be taking a decision with respect to the objectives. So this is my decision. I'll be scoring between 75 to 80. So this you have to make today itself. Since you are hearing this class, we are talking so much about strategy, policy, planning, and all. So you have to implement yourself, right? You have to adopt in your life. Then only you can come out with, I mean, successful results, or else it is not possible. For the organization, they'll be taking, I mean, they'll be deciding objectives. With respect to that, they'll be making the decision making. This is what decision, ultimate decision. We want to reach it. So they'll be deciding like that. Okay. Management of every organization must have plan forecasting. This and all I have told you people plan forecasting and all. The conclusions to the action to achieve the goal is known as decision. So go whatever you are going to conclude with action and into the action, achieve the goal is nothing but called as an decision. So quickly we will see one of the definitions given by the George Terry. Decision making is the selection based on some criteria, okay, from two or more possible alternatives. See, you have so many alternatives, right? For example, your own example, if I take the worst case 70%, or else I should be around 75. Last alternative 75 to 80, 80 I should score. So these are all the alternatives, okay? You will be selecting one. All alternative will strike out in your mind, and finally you will think, no, no, I have capacity, okay, I will prepare strategy, I'll collect source, I'll go through things well, so I can score 75 at least. So this is the decision. There are three alternatives, right? 70 to 75, 75 and 75 to 80, but ultimately you stood with 75%. So I'm this is my decision. There are three alternatives, but I will come out with my decision, I'll score 75. So this is as per the George and Terry. Even in an organization, like looking into their assets, human assets, financial assets, building and all, what they will be doing, they will be taking decision. Okay, so they will be like alternative in the sense we can make with infrastructure profit of 50 crores, and one another option will come. No, no, we can make only 45%, 45 crores. Another option more than 50 crores we can make. Three options are there. So selecting one is called as an decision making. So moving to the next characteristic features of the decision making. So it will take some more time because I have slides. Okay, I'll conclude with this. Thank you. All this PPT I'll be sharing with my office madam. She will send to you. Okay. Thank you. All the best. ಕೊಡಿ ಕೊಡಿ